Welcome, beautiful muses, to CosmoMuse Tarot. Today I am going to do a reading channeled from Goddess, just any sort of message, guidance, whatever is wanting to be brought through the Goddess realm. I personally, and this will come out a week later than when I'm doing this reading, but using the energy of where I'm at astrologically right now. I'm in Cancer season on the full moon day of Cancer season, which to me is like throughout the whole year the most moony day of the year. So I thought, what a beautiful time to channel goddess type messages. The moon to me is very much so the feminine aspect and really helps us ground into earth as well, and feeling our own sort of personal emotional matters and our own ebbs and flows. So we have 4 piles to choose from with 4 different tarot decks. Pile 1, we've got Aquamarine on top of the Muse Tarot, and I'm just going to flip over whatever. I have no idea what's on top of these decks, so they're not going to be the same tarot card. It's just whatever's here. We've got 4 of materials just to kind of get you a feel for the deck. We won't necessarily see this card in the reading unless it comes out again, but just giving you a feel for the deck. Pile 2, we have the blue Orca Agate on top of the Fields Tarot. We've got 10 of Wands here. And then pile 3, we have Flower Agate on top of Tarot of the Divine. And we've got 10 of Cups with this one. And then pile 4, we have Chalcedony. I don't know if it's Chalcedony or Chalcedony. I always misread that. And then the tarot on top here is the King of Cups. So whatever you want to do, if you want to rewind and look at the tops of the tarot decks, if you want to look at the images or the stones, there's multiple different ways to kind of tune into your piles and just ask which one, are you first drawn to, which kind of has like a magnetic pull towards you. It doesn't have to be the one you think is the prettiest or the stone you like most. It's just like whatever's kind of like drawing you toward it. Has your goddess message, and maybe you have more than one in this reading. I think that would be totally fine. Okay, so again, pile 1, pile 2, pile 3, pile 4. Timestamps are in the descriptions, and I will see you in your readings. Hello, pile 1. Welcome to your goddess message. You guys picked the Aquamarine and the Muse Tarot, and I'm going to be using this tarot at kind of the midpoint of this reading. And this reading is going to be really simple and really kind of like just a quick, beautiful message from Goddess. So to start with, I'm going to look at what aspect of life this message is being directed toward. So I'm going to roll my astrology dice. So we've got the 5th house. And so this has something to do with creativity, with leadership, with being in the spotlight. Then I love seeing Cancer here because it's Cancer season, which is part of what's inspired this reading. So like a femininity, an intuitive aspect coming here, a soulfulness. This makes me think of like a poet or a, how does someone shine and create and lead through that Cancer energy? I feel, it doesn't have to be poet, but that's what keeps coming out of like poet energy, something you need to kind of express that's imaginative, fiction writing, poetry, any sort of expression that feels kind of nurturing and gentle and imaginative. And then we've got Pluto, so something to empower you. So there's something that you need to kind of step into the spotlight with through being kind of nourishing and imaginative and whimsical that can bring you some empowerment right now. And let's get our goddess for this reading to see which goddess is bringing this message. And so adding context to kind of the tone of this reading of what your channeled message is. Kali, that doesn't surprise me with Pluto coming up here, with Kali being endings and beginnings, a Hindu goddess, Hindi. The old must be released so that the new can enter. So Kali is bringing here like some disruption may come in, some uprooting, some, that sensation of like something being renovated. I don't know if you've ever like remodeled a house or reupholstered a chair or even like totally rearranged and reorganized a room or moved. It's that feeling of like tearing everything out and then putting it back in a much better, much more beautiful, just whole, clean, updated way. There's something that's, it's like an update. When I said that word update, that just stuck. There's an update happening for you, but that means that you have like some old has to be purged here. So don't be scared of things, especially around like your sense of creativity right now, or your sense of stepping into leadership, feeling sort of like it's being torn apart at the moment. It's all like a process of out with the old, updates, and really reconnecting you to something imaginative, soulful, gorgeous. Okay, let's get some more context from the elemental realm that Kali wants to bring forward. East, beginnings. Gorgeous. So I actually love seeing this, that I think you've already been going through it. And this is saying that the new beginning, that new horizon, that new start here is opening to you. Like the portal of that newness is coming through versus the destructive phase. Like you are in the tail end of the destruction phase, and it's now time to kind of like walk into that fresh new update with kind of awakened energy, with new passion, with that feeling of waking up to a new beautiful day. Okay, and then we are going to see what animal Kali wants to call on to bring some wisdom as well. Oh, 2 came out. My gosh. Well, we've got the Phoenix, which doesn't surprise me at all because the Phoenix and Pluto, Scorpio energy, Kali energy are very aligned. It's just kind of doubling down here. But let's read what the message says. This is sort of like torching something and being rebirthed from the ashes of what was kind of burnt down. So empower, fire activations bring creative and spiritual freedom. So we've got that creative thing with that 5th house. So something about your creativity. That does add an aspect that this is really specifically, I think, about your creativity. You're stepping into some new freedom and some new activation and an update here. And then butterfly came out, emerging, take the leap of faith. Yeah, it can be scary when we kind of like walk into a new door, walk into a fresh impulse, walk to a new direction. You do kind of have to take the leap. You don't really know what's ahead of you, and you just have to connect to the excitement and the impulse to kind of move you forward into the unknown and trust that kind of beginner's luck. But you've got butterfly here too, which is like there's something light at the same time here. And I think that might be that Cancer energy. There's something kind of whimsical and light and imaginative and fairy-ish maybe. Okay, to end this, we're just going to do a few tarot cards to get any extra context from Kali. Oh my gosh. Kali, Phoenix, Death. They're all saying the same thing. Oh, and look, and there's like a moth emerging to kind of connect to the butterflies. I know they're slightly different, but same concept. Yeah, you're re-emerging. You've been through it already. So I feel like Kali is saying, like, don't worry if you feel like something's been like destructive in your life or destroyed, or like a tornado has gone through it. You're about to step into a metamorphosis and it will all make sense. Really gorgeous. Let's see if we can just make room to be able to actually see the whole card. Okay, let's get a couple more. Not going to do reversals here. So we've got Knight of Voices, Page of Emotions, Magician. Let's do one more. And Page of Voices. So 2 pages, which is like fresh energy, new insight, new values coming in. Really beautiful energy. Now let's put this back on the side. Yeah, so Page of Emotions and Page of Voices. So specifically about kind of new ideas coming through, really feeling newly connected to your heart, like in a new way, a new warmth, a new courage, new ideas, and feeling that initiative and that magic at your fingertips, like you have all the ingredients you need to kind of create a new beginning, to manifest that new path. It's all there in place right now. And this Knight of Voices is saying, like, you have a swiftness behind you. You have kind of a, Knight of Voices is one of the quickest cards in the deck. So this is saying that this new beginning, like the ending is done. It's all new beginning now. Everything fresh is coming in, specifically around your creativity, and a creativity that feels kind of imaginative and soulful, and that's really going to empower you. So gorgeous message for you guys. What a beautiful goddess message to receive. I hope it resonates. Yeah, if this connected, I always appreciate the things like, share, subscribe, and I'm always grateful for kind and thoughtful comments. And I hope you have a beautiful day wherever and whenever you are. All right, see you guys. Hello, Pile 2. Welcome to your goddess message. You guys picked this beautiful blue Orca agate under the Fields Tarot, which we are going to get to at the end of the reading. To start, before we even pick our goddess that our goddess message is from, I'm going to roll some astrology dice just to get sort of the insight into what this message is being directed towards in your life. So we've got both Aries and Mars. So Mars rules Aries. This is about kind of coming into your personal center, finding motivation, passion, drive, assertiveness for something. And in relation to your 12th house, so it could be about spiritual journey, it could be about a mystical thing, it could be about the arts, or it could be about something in institutional spaces, government, hospitals, school system, any institutions also fall under the 12th house. Whatever connects to you here, but something about being assertive, tapping into some drive and motivation here. Okay, let's see which goddess is bringing this message, hence a little bit more about the tone of it. This doesn't surprise me. Freya, which is bold. Unleash your adventurous side, take risks and be daring. That is super Aries energy. Take risks and be daring. So this message is tapping into something either spiritual, mystical, artistic, or institutional in nature where you need to be daring, to be bold. But Freya also has some kind of synergistic association or overlap with Aphrodite or Venus. Like she also rules that beauty, and but I see her here kind of like using what feels beautiful to you, or her wanting to tell you what feels beautiful to you. Use that as something that sparks your drive and motivation, but make sure you find some beauty in it. And once you find that thing that you find beautiful, it's like that drive is going to kick in to really go for something and to be bold and adventurous and daring about something. Okay, let's tap into these elemental cards to see what Freya wants to call on in the elements to add some context. Fluidity, outer core. This makes me feel like emerging, like a rebirth, just like Aries and Mars both have kind of that emergence energy. Aries is the first zodiac sign in the zodiac, and it has that kind of awakening, emerging quality. And again, you know, like Venus was born from her father's testicles that were thrown into the sea, and she was like kind of born out of a shell, or at least there's like a famous image of that. I don't know if that's actually part of the myth, but the shell part. But anyway, she did emerge from the sea and the foam, and we see that here, another hearkening to that goddess of beauty. So I do feel both Freya and Aphrodite here. And both of them saying like, yeah, tap into what makes you feel beautiful and embodied. And something about that is really going to connect you to, yeah, some sort of motivation and some kind of like awakening and drive. And, but yeah, just like make sure this feels beautiful to you. Whatever is coming up, watch for something that's making you feel beautiful and really take that in, because it's going to like spark a new kind of emergence, a path, awakening for you. She's saying, yeah, like Freya and Aphrodite are saying like, really get into embodiment, really get into your senses and what makes things feel pleasurable and beautiful in life right now. And something about that is really going to awaken something for you. But especially around this mystical 12th house of like, yeah, something artistic or spiritual in nature. I'm definitely feeling with Freya and Aphrodite here. It doesn't feel like an institution connection. It feels like art, mysticism, spirituality. Okay, and then calling on, seeing which animals these goddesses want to call on Freya and Aphrodite. Polar bear, nurture, allow any anxieties and worries to be gently released and offered up to be healed. Let's pick one more. And tiger, divine timing. Good things come to those who wait. So is there something, you know, for some of you, there's something I think you've been waiting for some time. And that timing is right now. Something is really going to feel valuable to you, beautiful to you, and spark courage, excitement, awakening for you. that I think is going to allow you to nurture yourself more. I feel like that's what this polar bear is about, is because of what's coming up, it's going to allow you to kind of ease into life more, to nurture and nourish life a little more. Yeah, beautiful. Okay, we are going to pull some tarot cards now to end, just to get sort of any more context that Freya and Aphrodite want to bring forward. We've got Prince of Wands. Oh, I forgot I'm not doing reversals in this reading. So Prince of Wands with instigation. I like that word, instigation. The time is right to instigate with Mars and Aries. Okay, then we've got Queen of Swords with independence. She totally has the vibe of these ladies, your goddesses here. Princess of Cups, dreams. Oh, the Princess of Cups and dreams is totally that 12th house stuff. Something very kind of dreamy coming through, but really connected to your sensuality, your, you know, feelings, your whatever quality of beauty lights you up, both from within and out in the world. Something is really coming forward there. It's going to help you to connect to kind of inspiration and dreams. There's a lot of motivation and activation here. Let's get two more. Death, okay, and Four of Cups, meditation. All right. That's very interesting. Death and meditation. The meditation to me is for sure like this polar bear energy, like space, whatever happens here, whatever gets activated through kind of coming into a sense of feeling beauty and pleasure within and without. It's like space is being made to be able to, self-care, nurture and nourish life, contemplate, more peace coming in, even though we have this like bold adventurous stuff. At the same time, it's like you get to have that because there is more kind of calm and peace around you that allows you the springboard to jump off into more exciting things, I think. And it feels like a transition. This feels like this is a life transition. I think you are coming from maybe a time in which either things have been busy or hard, or there's been a lot of like having to kind of fight for survival or something. And it's like that phase is over, and now you're coming into a phase where things are stable, nourished, strong, and that's allowing you now to just kind of like dream big, jump into those mystical waters with sort of like an adventurous spirit, and feel held in order to kind of like jump into the deep end of something a little ethereal that might feel like bold territory for you. Yeah, but it's like there's a transition in life that Freya and Aphrodite want you to know about. You're moving away from kind of a time of fighting for things in life, into feeling really supported, which is just allowing life to then feel the exciting quality of Mars and Aries versus the fighting spirit of it, the thriving versus surviving kind of transition coming through for you in life. Thriving, you've figured out how to survive, or conditions have orchestrated around you where survival is like now not something you have to like worry about on a day-to-day level, and now you can thrive. Be daring and bold and beautiful and risky and whatever you want to be. Yeah, so that's what's coming through for you guys. Beautiful message from Freya, and I feel like this is also Aphrodite coming through. Pretty much just the same goddess in different cultures, the same energetic expression, but just coming through hardcore for you guys. All right, this is where I'm going to leave you. If this resonated, I always appreciate the things like, share, subscribe. I'm always very grateful for kind and thoughtful comments. And I hope you have a beautiful day wherever and whenever you are. All right, see you guys. Hello, pile 2. Welcome to your pile 3. Sorry, losing track here. Welcome, pile 3, to your goddess message. You guys picked the flower agate on top of the Tarot of the Divine, which we will get to at the end. So before we find out which goddess is bringing you your message, I'm going to roll some astrology dice to see what the message is directed toward, what kind of like area and quality of life. Ooh, that one landed on the floor. I'm going to try and keep it where it landed. Okay, so we have the South Node in Capricorn and the 12th house, which we had the 12th house in the last reading too. So this has to do with, I think, some karma that has been released. This is a very, these goddesses are bringing positive, beautiful messages. So this is either about good karma coming in or some karma being released. We'll kind of see where it goes. Having to do with like establishing some mastery, some authority, reaching some aspiration you've had, related to mysticism or the arts is what is feeling like, or some kind of like inspired dream. Okay, let's see which goddess is bringing us this message, and hence a little more about the tone being brought in here. Ooh, Isolde, she's one of my favorites. Undying love. The love you have shared is eternal regardless of the situation. She is like the ultimate kind of like romantic goddess, I feel like. Every time I pick her in my personal life, like I feel like just beautiful romantic things happen. Her myth is a little bit tragic, but the associations I've made with her when I, get her card and sort of daily readings are always just like more about just like a lot of deep heart connection. But there is an ethereal quality here, and it could, and I do have to admit that I tend to have, I'm married and I have a very kind of ethereal connection. Like the first time I saw my husband, I felt like I already knew him. So that's sort of already embedded maybe in the romance of my life, of like that ethereal quality. So that's something that with that 12th house and Isolde coming through of like really connecting like romantically to past life things. It doesn't even have to be a person here. But I do feel, South Node, in the way that I read it, can also really deeply connect to relationships, especially from past lives. So there is something about, I do feel like past life connection, romance from past lives coming up, or let's see a little bit more. Let's see what elemental message Isolde wants to bring forward. North, expansion. And in the way that I read North in kind of Celtic mysticism, that is related to, it's like the elder direction, and that can relate to kind of the spirit realm. Wow, something very interesting coming through here. It's like, I don't know if a past life love is coming up in this lifetime suddenly, or you kind of connect through the veil to something that feels like a past life love, even if they're not here. I don't know. Fascinating. Let's see what animal, we're going to pull 2 animals, what animals Azult wants to bring forward. So it's a very kind of mysterious message, you guys. Dear, trust, approach the situation with a light heart. Beautiful. That grounds it to me. I think this is in down on earth life. Yeah, I think you're someone is coming, and maybe you're already with them, whatever resonates to you, where there's already like past life trust established, and it's like really easy to like be open with someone that's coming up because they're important right now, or someone new coming into your life. If there's that sense of like, why do I trust them so deeply? Am I being an idiot? Like, what is going on here? It's like, no, you've already like lifetimes, you've already established that trust in times and places you don't have access to remembering in this lifetime. And then we've got Peacock with self-love. Time to celebrate you and all your magnificent light. And I am just seeing these eyes of the peacock feathers of like being like feeling suddenly like you are being seen in so many dimensions, in so many ways, and with so much trust, and with this kind of like past life ethereal connection. And, you know, regardless of the situation, it says, so I'm going to take that to heart. Regardless of the situation, if this is already in your life and for some reason it's coming up right now as like being very important, or if it's something new coming up, I think the regardless of the situation is like it might be transitory. It might be just here for a blip to remind you about something, to help you see yourself with more love, that this person was supposed to kind of come, you know, cross your path, to help you regain trust and love for yourself because of how they can see you and mirror that back to you. Or it can be someone that's like newly coming in, that's like more like really here. But yeah, really beautiful. I don't know what else to say about that. Let's get into, to end, your tarot cards. See if we can get extra context from Azult through the tarot. So, and I'm not doing reversals in this reading. So 3 of Cups. I've got this upside down. 5 of Coins. Two of Wands. Nine of Swords. And the World. Look at that romance at the end. All that romantic vibes. Okay. Let's take a look at these. Yeah, whoever this is, and I do feel like it's a person, I do feel like it's romantic in nature. They can already be in your life, but I feel like for a lot of you, it's someone new coming in, whether it's transitory or more substantial than that. But they're part of like a soul tribe. They're part of, you've already had lifetimes with them. I think both romantic and familial. But they have that feeling, their soul tribe, and they're helping to show you new ways to see yourself, or they're helping to reflect how certain ways in which you are seeing yourself are inaccurate, and reflecting back a much more loving way of seeing yourself, especially around your sense of self-worth, around your beliefs in sort of a scarcity nature and what you deserve, but also around certain anxieties that you hold, and certain sort of like defensiveness that you may have that kind of cuts you off from others. And this person's coming in to help bring, reflect to you just like much more loving ways of understanding yourself and seeing yourself, and really, really reflecting it back to you in a way where you really get it. They know how to do this because they have so much experience with you, and maybe they're bringing histories from past lives to help show you and help integrate certain things in you that you've struggled with in this lifetime. It's like they're maybe bringing that energy. They've like entangled that energy of certain versions of you from the past, and they're bringing it to like infuse that back into you in this lifetime to kind of upgrade how you're able to feel and think about yourself. And it's leaving, like the result of this is bringing like just so much openness, more warmth, more flourishing, more willingness to, just feel life as blossoming and romantic and beautiful and feeling on top of the world, literally. So beautiful, beautiful stuff coming through here. Gorgeous. So this is where I'm going to end your goddess reading. Thank you, Isolde. This is fantastic stuff. I don't know who wouldn't want this reading. So anyway, this is where we are going to end, and I hope it resonated. If so, I always appreciate the things like, share, subscribe. I'm also very grateful for kind and thoughtful comments. And I hope you have a beautiful day wherever and whenever you are. All right, see you guys. Hello, Pile 4. Welcome to your goddess message. You guys picked this beautiful Chalcedony stone over the Golden Lyre Tarot. So before we get to your goddess and which goddess is bringing this message, I'm going to roll some astro dice to get some insight into the, area and quality of life that this message pertains to. Whoa. This is the exact same as, I don't know if it was pile 2, I believe. Aries, Mars, 12th house. You may want to do pile 2 in addition, if you didn't already do a second pile. That's very fascinating. So something coming through here about finding new drive, new direction, new impulse, assertive quality to put towards arts and spirituality coming through here. Okay, so let's see which goddess is bringing this message, which will add, some tone as well here. Cordelia, which is go outside. You have been indoors too long. Go outside and get some fresh air. So when I'm doing this reading, and it doesn't have to be when you see it, but I do think this energy is coming here regardless of the time of year you see this, is right after summer solstice, and it is summertime, summer love, summer activities. It's a time to kind of be out and playing in the sun and getting that fresh air, and I'm just getting summer vibes here. And there's something about that, about like assertively being able and having sort of access to playtime, to being active. You know, Mars and Aries both are very active. There's something about being active, like access and timing and openings and invitations and whatnot, to being given that space, being given access to do active things in the outdoors, to really get your lungs filled with fresh air, your heart filled with sunshine. There's something here that is like you're with that 12th house. It's like you're being given life out of time moment, like a time out from life. You're being given like a sabbatical type of thing by the universe, where there's just like suddenly an opening appears. There's just like nothing really urgent on your plate. You're able to be a little escapist. So yeah, like Cordelia is bringing you space and time and access to be able to just like really get out there and get some fresh air, some fresh sunshine, really refresh yourself through being outside, connected to nature, the rhythms of nature, which reconnect you to your rhythms, and which is going to infuse you with a lot of new life, a lot of new centering, feeling centered in yourself. Yeah, gorgeous. So I love this. Yeah, you're definitely, it's like you're being given vacation time, but without, it's like with pay and nothing on your plate kind of thing. Okay, let's see what element Cordelia wants to bring forward to add to this. Creation and water. So this may be specifically being outside in or near water. There's something about that is really, in the 12th house has kind of Piscean energy, which is a water sign. There's something that's like helping to incubate something. That flowing of water can be very inspiring. It can help you connect into that energy that knows how to just like kind of go around things, how to move past anything. There's nothing that can obstruct water. It will just go around it. It will go over it, under it, so it's like there's something about being next to water, or some water energy that Cordelia is infusing you with, that's like really plugging you into a fluidity and a flow and inspiration, and just like new awakenings, in a very ethereal way, a very spiritual, artistic way. Gorgeous. Okay, let's see what animals Cordelia wants to bring through that also have messages for you. We've got Swan, graceful transformation. Soften your heart and find your flow. Yeah. And these are specifically birds that spend a lot of time on water. When I think of a swan, I always think of them flowing in water in this graceful element. But like, I'm really keen into that note about transformation here. I think you're transcending certain things. And there's something about, being outside, being active, being near water, that's just like really infusing some grace, just some inspiration and creation in you, awakenings. Okay, one more animal. We've got Raven, wise woman, a change is coming. Yeah, I do feel like there's like, you're in this time out, you're being given sort of time and space for some reason, because it's like you're transcending some kind of chapter in life. You're coming into like a new chapter, a more wise, and I'm actually looking at Cordelia versus this creation woman of like the maiden versus the crone. And I'm not saying you have to look like a crone versus a maiden. I'm saying that there's something in you that's coming into kind of, it's like the best of both worlds. It's like coming into a maiden revival, a youthfulness, but because it's been able to move through and gain crone wisdom about something, it's being given like a new lease on life. Because you gain crone status in something, you're being given a fresh opportunity with fresh, new, vibrant energy and a new path, because of the wisdom and the graceful transformation you've gone through and gained. But yeah, Aries, and then thinking about this, the 12th house versus Aries and Mars. The 12th house is like the end, the last placement in a chart, and then Aries is the first zodiac. And so there is that transition of like a life cycle ending and a life cycle beginning here. And so it's like gaining that wisdom, that transcendence, that transformation and grace needed in one aspect of life that allows you to enter a new chapter, a fresh place. And it's like you need to like go and get reconnected to your center and nature to wake up to that new path that's about to present itself in you, or to you, I guess I should say. Wow, amazing. Okay, and then let's look at your tarot cards to end. And then I actually, for this pile, had something interesting happen. You're going to have a couple of extra cards at the end. I'll explain it when we get there. Okay, we got 10 of Swords, 7 of Swords, 6 of Wands, King of Swords, a lot of swords here, and 2 of Wands. Yes, I love 2 of Wands. That is to me like the new path. Yeah, I mean, whatever was this past chapter that I think you're coming to the end of its life cycle, it's been a weighty one. You've held a lot of weight, a lot of responsibility, a lot of purpose. You've gained some excellent mastery of mind and intellect. You've had victories, but also just like, it's been a heavy weight. And this is what is waiting for you, having gone through what you've been through, is the 2 of Wands. Like a new portal opening to you, and a rebirth and a reawakening into something new and young and fresh. But where you're going to be that beginner again. You've gained that crone status in one cycle, and now you're rebirthing into being a maiden in a new cycle. And we don't know what's to come. We know in the past there was a lot of mental energy in that past, but you did a beautiful job. You really mastered it. You really found excellence, you really found mastery, you've really found authority, you found your victories, but not without bearing a lot of weight. And I think that this Cordelia coming through of like reconnecting to nature, reconnecting to fresh air and rebirth energy is here because it's time for you to decide what portal you want to go through. What is this new chapter about? It's a point when there's some decisions to be made, but you need to get back to your center, to yourself, to decide which portal to choose, because I think you can kind of manifest which portal you're going to go through. And so you need to like really get back into your center, get it back into a fresh sense of rhythm, a new awakened state, to be in the right state of mind, the right embodiment, the right place to make a wise decision. But you've done so well in whatever is closing out here. I don't doubt that you'll take that wisdom and infuse it with whatever choice you make ahead, whatever you want to manifest as that new portal, that new beginning for you. Okay, this is where I had ended in the other readings, but as I was shuffling your tarot deck, these two divine feather messages from a totally different deck that's not even out right now, I'm gonna have to go pull that deck out, were like mixed in with these. And so I was like, oh, these must be messages for you guys, because this is when I found them. So extra messages from Cordelia and Spirit. You've got Blue Jay. The time is right to access and master your abilities. Do so with humility and control. And that so much so connects to this King of Swords to me. Like I think you're already there. I think it's more to appreciate, to look back on and appreciate and really feel proud of and feel the victory of gaining that mastery of abilities that you have really worked so hard to gain. Like really look back and see that as a win, really reflect on that, really take pride in that, and let it inspire you for maybe what comes next. And then we've got Hawk. Pay attention, a powerful message is being communicated to you now. And I think that's like being in nature. When we get into that space of really coming into rhythm with the natural world, we start noticing synchronicities all over the place, with animals we see that have certain meanings to you, and then incidences we have with others or events in the world, and they all kind of are just noticing, things about the season, things about nature, things about animals you see. But I think that there are messages coming through to help you, help lead you to the right portal, the right path to walk towards and to step onto. So really, and I think, it's just, again, just really getting plugged back into nature to really reawaken to yourself. And so you have that kind of deep instinctual impulsive knowing of which direction to assert into, and use the space and time being given to you right now to just really explore that, be in it, surrender to it. Yeah, gorgeous. Wow, these were pretty impressive readings, all of them. I thought they'd be just light and fun summer messages, and I felt like they were all big new chapter coming. So very exciting, and I do feel like this is beautiful divine timing too for this time and space to come at summer, when it's the time to kind of relax and play a little, if that's something that's available to us. So anyway, I hope that this resonated. I hope that you are taking the space that is being offered to you to reconnect with yourself. Yeah, so if this did resonate, I always appreciate the things like share, subscribe. I'm always very grateful for kind and thoughtful comments, and I wish you a beautiful day wherever and whenever you are. All right, see you guys.